Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The Catholic bishops of England and Wales have appealed to all Catholics in the countries to take part in 9 days of prayer starting on October the 14th and to seek the intercession of Pope St John Paul II as a joint effort to defeat an assisted suicide bill. The bishops made this appeal as the bill undergoes a second reading in the House of Lords on October the 22nd, that being the feast day of the saint. The lead bishop for life issues and auxiliary bishop of Westminster, John Sherrington, said the novena seeking the intercession of Pope St John Paul II urges Catholics and all who believe that assisted suicide is wrong to pray with perseverance that the bill introduced by Baroness Molly Meacher be defeated in the Lords. Communist China's stifling of democracy and free speech in the former British colony of Hong Kong is continuing. In the latest incident, a judge who was denounced for acquitting pro-democracy protesters is on the verge of leaving the territory. Judge Sham Siu Man will be the first high-ranking judicial official in Hong Kong to leave the territory for Britain after Beijing imposed its national security law last year as part of a campaign to crush dissent and free speech. The 59-year-old judge was targeted by pro-Beijing media after he acquitted 8 people who took part in a protest march in Wan Chai on October the 31st in 2019. He also acquitted 6 others who were charged with inciting riots during a protest on October the 1st of the same year. His verdict sparked calls for reforms to Hong Kong's rule of law and judicial independence. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Supreme Court appears to be inclined to allow the Republican Attorney General of the state of Kentucky to step in to defend a controversial abortion law after the Democratic governor refused to do so. The case refers to a law that restricts a second trimester abortion procedure known as dilation and evacuation that is performed after 15 weeks of gestation. It was signed into law in 2018. However, it has not been implemented so far as it has been blocked by the courts. The justices are not considering whether the law is constitutional or not. Instead, they will examine a procedural issue whether the Attorney General can revive a challenge to the law after state officials have made it clear that they would no longer go for an appeal. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, the prefect of the Congregation of the Evangelization of Peoples, has stressed that St. Joseph is a timely and fruitful figure for all baptized believers. In an interview with Vatican media, the Cardinal said by choosing to become the guardian of Jesus and Mary, St. Joseph changed paths, and that this can inspire the Church in the synodal process initiated by Pope Francis. The Catholic Church is observing a special Year of St. Joseph to mark the 150th anniversary of the declaration of the saint as the patron of the universal Church. He said every baptized person should be attentive to the will of God, just like St. Joseph, who heard the word of God and courageously acted to transform reality. According to the former Archbishop of Manila, by walking a dangerous path with Jesus and Mary, St. Joseph shows a model for the synodal process. In the US state of Oklahoma, 2 out of 5 anti-abortion laws have been blocked by a district judge. One of the bills includes a provision similar to the Texas fetal heartbeat law that bans abortion after or around 6 weeks of pregnancy. Although 2 laws were blocked, District Judge Cindy Truong permitted 3 others to go into effect on November the 1st. Of the 3 approved laws, 2 will pave the way for more curbs on medication-induced abortions. The Oklahoma Abortion-Inducing Drug Risk Protocol Act limits provision of abortion-inducing drugs to certain practitioners, procedures and locations. The third law mandates all doctors performing abortions to be certified by a board, failing which they can face imprisonment for up to 3 years. Sydney Archbishop Anthony Fisher has urged lawmakers in the Australian state of New South Wales to oppose the proposed voluntary assisted suicide legislation that is set to be submitted in Parliament this week. In an interview with a Catholic media outfit, the Archbishop said the proposed bill is nothing but state-sanctioned murder. According to the bill proposed by independent MP Alex Greenwich, doctors will be permitted to suggest euthanasia to patients as long as information about treatment options and palliative care are provided. The law also mandates faith-based care facilities to allow doctors and nurses on their premises for every stage of the euthanasia procedure. It also allows them to enter such facilities and euthanize a patient. The prelate has also appealed to believers to write to their respective lawmakers, urging them to vote against the legislation. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.